What is up, guys? It is Joe. We are back. We're talking ball about the Cats, and in today's video specifically, we're talking a little bit of ball about the video game Cats, as EA Sports College Football 25 is now officially out for everybody, last night being the worldwide official release for everybody that didn't pre-order. I got my hands on it early last week on Monday because I pre-ordered the game, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts about how they represented K-State, what's missing from the game, what needs to be there, my thoughts on the actual game itself, and all that and more in today's video. I'm going to start playing a video here as we talk. I'm going to give my full thoughts, and it'll basically cut in with the entire roster start to finish, all the overalls, because we've had some requests about show the entire roster, show the overalls, and then a little bit of the gameplay. So I've got both of those here today, and a K-State versus K-State video to end the game, or a gameplay to end the video, I should say. But before I do get into the actual video that I'm going to cut to, let me remind you, at 3,000 subs, I'm getting the cat script tattoo on my left thigh. We're going to get that taken care of. And I'll post it on social media. I'll post it probably on here as well once it heals up a little bit. So we'll get that done at the 3,000 mark, so be sure and consider hitting that subscribe button. But now we're going to cut to it. I am smaller down here in the corner of one of the four corners. I don't know where yet. But I want to run through the actual roster for K-State here. So you'll see me going by position groups. I don't have the video actually pulled up in front of me, so I'm just going off memory right now. And I'm going to talk through my thoughts about a couple things that were missed, a couple things that need to be there, whatever the case is. But starting off here, I've got a couple of different thoughts, and maybe this is the biggest spoiler already. You've probably already heard this. If you haven't, there's no Willie the Wildcat in the game, and that is sacrilegious. Willie needs to be in the game. And fear not, for those of you that are like, I'm not buying the game because there's no Willie. I don't have it on good authority. I haven't heard this from anybody, but I have a good feeling that this is going to come out here in about August. We'll get the mascot update. There's a big patch coming in August, and that was basically confirmed by some dude for Baylor. Maybe me saying some dude for Baylor isn't enough of an example to go off of, but there was a big report from a guy at Baylor who was pissed off that they didn't have the line, one of their pregame celebrations, and so, or traditions, not celebrations, I should say. And basically it was confirmed by EA saying, hey, it'll be in the next patch update. It'll come in August. So my theory is, okay, Avery Johnson looks awful with the hair. It's not right. It's not correct. We'll talk about that later. And then you also have no mascot for Kansas State. Those are the two big things that strike out. There's a couple more things I'll talk about here in a sec, but those both feel like they'll get corrected here in August. So something to put on your radar there. We're going through the roster here. I don't know which position group we're on, but some immediate thoughts that stick out. A couple guys are I feel like, rated a little bit too low. I think Taylor Portier at a 79 is underrated. I think he's a better player than what he got that ranking. Des Purnell is just a guy that's criminally underrated. No matter what you put him at, he's an underrated player. 83 is still pretty damn good at this point in the game. I'm not going to sit here and say he's like a 95 overall, but he feels like an 85, 86 type player as of right now. But I get that. National media headlines don't say, where's Desmond Purnell at, or whatever the case is. They will here soon. I'll tell you that right now. Another guy that's interesting, I don't know, this isn't really an underrated thing, but the fact that Blake Barnett has 90 speed is awesome. That is electric. I know nobody's going to be sitting there taking Avery out of the game to play with Blake Barnett, but it is pretty damn cool to see if, God forbid, in your franchise, in any type of game, you need somebody that has speed that can come in. Not saying that Jacob Knuth can't run, but the difference from Avery Johnson to Blake Barnett, it's like that. It's pretty dang close. It's consistent. Avery at an 88 speed. I know there's a lot of thoughts about that. I'll tell you here in a sec. And Blake Barnett at 90 is pretty sweet to see the trade-off of the 1-2 punch. And for those of you that might not be familiar with Blake Barnett's game, guy holds the record for most touchdowns scored in a high school football career in the state of Colorado, a record that he broke from Christian McCaffrey. So to put that out there, the kid's an athlete. He is a stud, so I'm glad that the game didn't just put him as a random 68 overall and say, hey, he has no good attributes. They're all pretty average for that type of caliber player. So cool to see Blake Barnett at least, like, people dove deep on his game. They understood where he was at, which is kind of nice. So something interesting to see. On the Avery topic, because I think that'll be a good conversation here, he's an 85 overall. I honestly thought he was going to be significantly lower, not because he's a bad player or because he doesn't deserve an 85. That is not even close to the truth. I genuinely thought EA was going to do him dirty because he's a young quarterback, hasn't played a ton. I kind of figured he'd throw him down towards the 80 mark, and that would be, we'd all be pissed off, it'd rile people up, whatever the case is. That's kind of the business model for EA in some of these lists. But Avery got an 85 overall. When the season's said and done, he's going to be in the 90s. I'll just tell you now. I mean, that's not a spoiler. That's not a surprise. But 88 speed is criminally too low. Avery's one of the fastest 2 or 3 guys on the team, and he did not crack the top 5. And 88 speed is quick, especially for a quarterback. It's the same speed as Jalen Daniels, but let's be real. The kid runs a 4.3. He's got Lamar Jackson-like speed. The dude needs to be in the 90s. But I get it. Don't juice the young quarterback too much too early on in terms of the rankings because it'll be overpowered in dynasty rankings as a sophomore, as a junior. I get that. But it is low. Wanted to point that out here now. Moving through the roster a little bit further, I love our secondary. Both corners, Jacob Parrish and Keenan Garber above 80. Parrish at an 85. Keenan Garber at an 80. I thought that was pretty sweet to see. How about our guys VJ Payne and Marquise Siegel? I mean, the dudes can play. We know that. They get an 85 and an 86 overall. Not in that order. Marquise Siegel getting the 86. Jacob Parrish getting an 85. That is a hard-hitting safety tandem back there. And for those of you that are wondering, I had to go check what is VJ Payne's hit power. 87. It'll get higher. That's still a thumper, don't get me wrong, but that's going to keep climbing up this season. And I hope we get to see that breakout season for VJ Payne. I know we're probably getting close to the point where we're cutting up on getting ready to join in on the clips or show some of the customization, so I'll talk about that here in a second. But one more couple things to talk about with the specific rankings. Dante Cephas isn't bald. Don't know where that one came from. They put him in the game looking like T.O. or looking like Chad Ochocinco out there with just the smooth head. Probably going to get updated. Hopefully gets updated. If not, Cephas, I'm sorry, brother. You might be bald in this game for a while. There's going to be justice for Dante Cephas. That's what I'm putting out there. We'll get it corrected together, brother. I promise you that. There's a couple guys whose looks are spot on. There's a couple guys that aren't. I had Andrew Lengyang on my ultimate team as my left guard early on in the spot. So he definitely looks the part, and some of those faces do line up. Like Camden Beebe, they got the hair right, they got the build right, they got a lot of that stuff done. But it's exciting to see these guys get represented in the game. Even in cases like Avery Johnson, where they give him like the Nick Jonas hair rather than the Clay Matthews hair. First of all, what are we doing? Very easy fix. Get the hair the right color. Let it flow out the helmet. Simple fix. Doesn't even really matter what the face structure is in the game because it's a video game. No one's going to be pissed off too much about that. Get the hair right. You're there. So Avery's hair is going to be fixed here soon if I had to take a guess. This one goes out to my guy, Zach. Shout out, Zach, for this conversation. He basically asked, what I'm seeing with the fastest players in the team, who's the fastest in real life versus the game? The guys that we all kind of anticipated were up there. Jacob Parrish is lightning fast. In this game, he is the fastest player on our team at 96 overall, or 96 speed, I should say. Dylan Edwards in second at 95. I forget who's after that. I lost track. My brain would tell me Avery should be number 3 at least. I think he's up there with Parrish and Dylan Edwards. If you line them all up on a sprint, Avery's acceleration to get the top speed is insane. So be sure and wait for that update because it will happen and it will happen fast. Similar to what Avery's ranking will be. But we should be moving on if we haven't already, and I apologize if I'm past this point. We should be moving into the customization. Guys, I'll tell you now, you will never, ever, ever, unless I make a horrible mistake and forget, you will never see me wear the traditional jerseys in this game. They have the changes. You can do the white helmet with the cat script. You can do the white helmet with the flag Willie, or pennant Willie, I should say. I don't know if the exact term is pennant Willie or flag Willie, but you have that in the game. I'll be all over that. Whatever the case is, white pants, white helmet, catch me there the entirety of my time playing this game. Unless it's Ultimate Team, because I don't think they have the alternate set up in Ultimate Team yet. So that's definitely something to roll with. But I think the game overall is incredibly smooth. I am heavy addicted to it, and you'll see me playing it a lot on the channel. I'll detail that a little bit here in the future. Well, later on in this video, I'll give you a heads up on what I'm planning to do for that. Because I'm not going to just abandon these videos of me talking ball specifically about the team, whether it's basketball or football. I'm not just going to scrap that till football season starts up in August. That's not going to be the case here. But I am going to mix in some of these videos, so definitely something worth talking because it's really cool, man. I really enjoy this game. It's been so fun to see. It feels different than any Madden I've ever played. Like, the engine is so smooth. The ball carrier moves are incredible. You'll get to see some of it in this gameplay, even though it's an underwhelming gameplay. I'm not going to lie. There wasn't any major highlights in this to talk about, but it is definitely a game that feels incredible, and it is going to captivate an entire generation. Now, part of why I've been so, intense about, hey, we got to get Avery's face right. We got to get the hair right. We got to get stuff right. Have you noticed that every kid age 18 to age 27 at one point in their life was an Oregon Ducks fan? That always trails back to NCAA football. The reason is because you have DeAnthony Thomas. It's like why Tavon Austin's highlight tape made an entire generation. Every single person knows that video. That's what Kansas State can be when your quarterback is the fastest dude on the field. He's going to throw it anywhere on the field. He's got the speed to get around anybody. And he's got this long flowing hair, this sunshine hair. You can have cool alternates as well. These are the teams guys want to play with. That's the thing. That's why this is all so crucial, is you want to bring in new people that grow up and say, hey, that purple team in Manhattan, that's the team I want to be with. So something that is pretty serious to get fixed, and I'm expecting them to do so. I get that we're a Fort Riley community. I know we have a lot of military members, and I thank them for their service. Seeing them do push-ups every game, like, I don't, the push-up thing was taken from Willie almost, and then just saying, like, the cheerleaders do push-ups every touchdown, and the military dudes do push-ups every touchdown. It's like, well, guys, we're close. It's not perfect, but it's close. So I'm not going to gripe too much about that, but it isn't exactly right. We need to see Willie up there doing push-ups. That's the difference. They got the Wabash. They got a couple of different kickoff stuff. They've got the fight song. They've got the KSU chant, some really great things. So it wouldn't be too hard to see Willie over there doing the KSU thing. It wouldn't be too tough to get that figured out. So a couple thoughts on that, specifically about the game and my plans. Now, you may have seen some stuff on social media. If you're not, go follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. It's Tillery_Joe, my last name _ first name. I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff over there. Your boy, I know I'm crazy. I know I'm stupid for it. I play a lot of Ultimate Team. I grew up, I was a Madden kid. Not that I wasn't a college football guy, but I was more of a Madden kid because that was just the generation cutoff was like, I was 13 the last year that it was made, and I sucked at the game, so it definitely hurt my playability. I'm locked in on this game. Heavy locked in on this game. But I do like the Ultimate Team game mode. So you'll see me play some Dynasty. You'll see me play some different, I might do a Road to Glory at some point if I get kind of bored and want to do something different. I've seen a lot of people losing to FCS Midwest. I don't want to jump on that train yet because it will infuriate me. But I am going to be grinding Ultimate Team, and I've said this in a live stream if you saw that. The content isn't great in terms of like video, audio yet on the live stream stuff. Don't know how consistent I'll do that just because technology is hard. But as for what I'm going to do, I'm going to be playing the heck out of Ultimate Team because I want to create the all-time greatest Kansas State football team. There's going to be a ton of alumni players rolled out in the new couple updates. So like we already saw Cooper Beebe be in the game. He's going to be my starting left guard. You'll see Big Coop out there. I would imagine Deuce Vaughn's in the game because he's one of the most electric players to play with in the open field. You'll see him out there for me. You will see receivers like Jordy Nelson, like Tyler Lockett on my team. Terrence Newman playing defensive back. Like you want all these guys on your team. I'll be interested to see how deep they go in the legacy deep dives of, hey, this guy's welcome back. This guy's welcome back. This guy's welcome back. So we'll see what happens there, but that is the ultimate goal, is build the best possible Kansas State team and play online with the all-time K-State team. So you'll see me making videos recently. Currently, actually, I have Will Howard under center, which is kind of funny. He popped out in a pack, and he's a beast at this point in the cycle. So we have Will Howard under center. I've got DJ Giddens in the backfield as of now. 84 overall DJ Giddens, and you'll probably see me making a video on that, touching on how much of a beast DJ is, as well as some highlights. I kind of suck at the game right now, so once I stop sucking at the game, you'll see a little bit more. Hopefully in a couple of days, I'll be able to show off this DJ Giddens card. Had to grind for it. Don't get me wrong. It was 130,000 coins. It was a lot of grinding. Got our boy DJ. He is on the squad, so you'll see that here soon. But I think that's going to pretty much do all my thoughts here. I've got, obviously, the gameplay still probably rolling. If it's not, it is what it is. But I absolutely love the game, so be sure to follow along for the channel. I'm going to be posting a lot of content in this upcoming offseason, getting closer and closer to that August 31st date. And honestly, once the season rolls around, I'm going to try to be doing the Team of the Week stuff because I know there's going to be a game where DJ goes for 4 scores and 200 yards, or Avery goes for 350 yards passing, 100 yards rushing, and he gets a Team of the Week card. We're going to be trying to grind for dudes like that so I can play a couple games with them and show them off on the channel. So I'm going to try to brand that a little bit more as the K-State guy in that lane specifically for Ultimate Team. We'll see what works out, but that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. If there's anything you want to see or any cards you want to see me play with, anything you want to see specifically about College Football 25, whether that's Team Builder, Dynasty, whatever the case is, let me know in the comment section and I will be sure to address it. But I appreciate each and every one of you watching. I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the game if you have it. If not, live vicariously through others. There's a lot of stuff on social media, but I will talk to you guys soon. Go Cats!